Hey Jenna, thank you so much for coming in today. My name is Lily, as you know, but I'm the Director of Communications for Fairfax County Public Schools. We just wanted to talk to you obviously today, and the interview will start off with some simple questions, and then we'll go into more detail, and you can talk about your student teaching, and this is kind of just about future employment here in the county. So how long have you been a student teacher, and what made you want to go into and pursue that?
So I've currently been student teaching at Falls Church City Public Schools for about 2 years now. It started my junior year of college, and I've always wanted to do it. My aunt was a teacher when I was younger, and I used to go into work with her, and I just loved the way, the connection and relationship she had with her students, and I always, really thought that I could provide that for students and make a, good environment for them to learn in.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's super important, especially with children and things like that. So could you explain to us a little bit about your communication style?
I definitely realized also depending where you're teaching and what kind of student you're working with. So I actually want to focus specifically on special education. So the way that I'm going to approach teaching someone who has special needs compared to a student who is a higher level of education for their age group, I'll approach them very differently in how they want to learn in their environments.
Of course, that's awesome, especially when working with special needs. You have to change your teaching styles.
Exactly.
So what is something that you've done in the past year that you're extremely proud of in your career?
So personally, with the two teaching that I've started to do, I have specifically implemented a program at one of the schools for special education.
Oh wow.
They had kids, but they didn't have a specific organization for them to be in a separate environment and learn in the way that's comfortable for them. Because a lot of times they are submersed in a classroom and it's overwhelming for them, or it's too much, and they just need a one-on-one experience or a relationship that they're not getting in home or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. So during your workplace and your past employment, what do you think your biggest strength is, and what do you think your biggest weakness is as an employee?
My biggest strength would definitely be my patience and understanding. Everybody comes from a different background, and you need to remember that they're not all raised the way that you're raised. And I definitely learned that throughout my career. Each case that I work with is different, and I need to know that. But also with my weakness, I need to learn that sometimes kids are very disrespectful, and I'm giving them everything, but they're not always going to react the same way that I want them to. So you definitely just have to implement different ways, and so my weakness could be just making sure that I don't give up on a kid. I know that I can get through them eventually.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I know that's probably very, hard at the end of the day, exhausting, things like that. So what were some of your main responsibilities in your last employment?
So I was personally paired with multiple kids. I did one from each grade, and I would shadow them in classes, and if they needed specific help, I would help them. I reported back to a superior over me who watched me make sure I was learning still, because I was still a student.
Yeah.
And they're basically just reporting back, also saying that if I'm ready to become a teacher.
To do this. Yeah, that's awesome. So through that, you were obviously leading a bunch of kids, but you were also in a team and had things like that. So could you tell us a little bit about your leadership approach as an employee, or even if you were leading a team, such as the children or other people your age?
Right, exactly. So in a group like that, I'm learning from them. Other teachers are I'm learning from other teachers, but they're also learning from me and the tactics that I'm using. So one way that if they see me working with a kid, they can learn, this is a great way to work with students who have this disability, because we can all learn from each other. And so I might not know everything, but they might not know everything, and I might know things that they don't know, so we can work off of each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So obviously you've probably faced a lot of difficult situations and things like that while working in a school and kids and working with other teachers who may not have the same personality as you. So could you tell us a little bit about a difficult problem that you faced and how you were able to solve it?
So the second school that I was posted at, they didn't really recognize kids with disabilities.
Okay.
And I get that they wanted them to be equal, and they wanted them to be in a classroom with normal students, but you can't always treat them as normal students. You do have to recognize that they are different.
Exactly.
But that doesn't make them bad, or that doesn't make them any less smart. You just need to help them implement their knowledge, and let them know that they also are smart, but they should sometimes need another way of learning.
Okay. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. So what skills do you think that you possess make you successful as a teacher?
Even though it can get hard sometimes, I always feel like I rub off my positivity on the students, because some days are hard for them just as it's hard for me to go to school. They get frustrated just like I would get frustrated. but a lot of times I won't show my frustration, and if they're frustrated, my positivity can rub off on them, and they'll just be like, I know I can do this, like I am smart enough for this.
Yeah, oh, I love that. So, can you talk us, obviously, as a teacher, you have to make different decisions, and, dealing with special needs kids, you have to make a quick decision sometimes. So, could you walk us through how you make decisions, and why do you think that way is effective?
So, say I'm in like a classroom, I have no kids who have a disability, like the decisions I make there are, I want the kids to lead me in the way that they want to learn. Like, what do they want to learn about while following the guidelines that I'm given from the state or like the principal, whoever is in charge of it. And I want them to like still know that school's fun, and I want them to enjoy what they're learning, so they can pick what they're learning about, and like they can communicate it to me, and I will then twist it in a fun way for them to still learn the criteria for if they have a standardized test or something.
Yeah, no, I love that. So this is just my last question. It's really simple. So why should we hire you?
I think you should hire me because I know how to adapt my environment. So if I'm in a school system that doesn't have necessarily what I'm trying to show or what I've learned, I'll definitely bring it to the plate for them to, like, if they want to choose from the abilities that I bring to the plate.
Exactly.
And I'm also able to learn new things at all times. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I know I don't know everything, so I'm willing to go to a new school system who can teach me even more stuff.
Yeah, well, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Jenna, for your time, and we'll definitely contact and get back to you soon, but I really appreciate it, and all your responses were really great.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.